Hi, I'm Crunk.
Yes, I know.
You know.
Indeed. We seek a mutual beneficial compact with you, Krank, for it would appear that our futures are entwined. We have an enemy in common in the Prince of Wolves, and our fates have each been manipulated by the appearance of magical horror cards. Yes? Welcome back, fellow geeks, to another episode of Stolen Fate. We're jumping back in at the end of the funeral where they just dispelled a ley line and got some awesome goodies. Just as a heads up, I'm not streaming from my normal location tonight, so I'm going to cross my fingers for no tech issues, but if I have a shaky camera or some subpar audio or lighting, apologies, and there's nothing I can do about it, so we're just going to do what we can.
I won't forgive you.
I know you won't, but hopefully the people watching this will. That's my only hope. So yeah, let's jump back into the game. So, what are you guys doing?
Crunk is in awe, I think. This whole magical thing just happened, and he can feel this connection to Desna like he's never had before. He's going to look at everyone around him, and then his eyes move to the two clerics that are still there, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Yeah, one was sleep singing, right? Or dream singing, whatever.
Yes,
What's the Desna equivalent of like the two fist bumps to the chest and then the kiss of the lips, then up to the sky? I want to do like some sort of like sacred little.
Is it like the fist bump and the butterfly hands?
Full Napoleon right now.
Yeah.
You got a butterfly kiss your fingers and then raise them to the sky.
Oh, butterfly. Da-da-da-da-da.
Wow, so everyone just looks like a complete weirdo whenever they're like saluting each other.
How dare you, Jack?
Desna worshippers are weird.
I think that Crunk will, for real though, drop to a knee and bow his head, like plant his sword in the ground and like tilt his head over it and say a quiet prayer of thanks to Desna for working through him.
Excellent. Get yourself a Desna push.
Wow, another one?
Another one.
Goodness. Even Jack is pretty in awe of this moment and the feeling, especially with the lightening of the call, the lessening, I guess I should say, the lessening of that burden. And though he does not really have words for a prayer, he will slowly also kneel down and just kind of let the moment of silence and reverence be.
You can also take a Desna push.
Yay! I was hoping that maybe I would.
I can feel Tori just waiting.
Maybe I get one too.
Also make sure everybody gets their hero point for this session.
Lovely.
Gingham's over there and just like claps a butterfly between two hands.
Well, close.
Well, yeah, what's Gingham doing?
Gingham looks at that, feels that there's a new power, and immediately casts the spell that they got on themselves because they're like, what's that? And eyes just appear all over Gingham.
Oh my gosh.
You do not get a Desna push.
Nobody liked that. Desna did not approve.
You just hear, oh.
Excellent.
Jack looks over, his face goes from reverent awe to just abject horror. What happened to you?
It's new.
Can it go away?
Oh, I think so. It's just a spell.
Thank gods. What do these eyeballs look like on Gingham? Because Gingham doesn't even have eyeballs. I mean, so I'm just curious what kind of eyes appear over Gingham's body.
They are actually different, just types of eyes, like monster eyes and human eyes, and like
anime eyes.
Just extra upsetting.
Anime eyes. Yeah, just generally upsetting, you know.
Just Gingham stuff.
Yeah.
I love that.
Do you, Chase?
I do.
Okay.
I do love that a lot. As you guys take this moment in and or cover yourself in eyes, whichever one. Most of the crowd follows with like a odd moment of silence at what just happened. And then Sigaric, who just released the butterflies, is going to come approach all of you. Or he's just going to approach you, Jack. He's going to pat you on the back. So this is a funeral for your past father.
What is that face, Em?
Not
I
his
just didn't like the way
current father.
he phrased it. Yeah, exactly.
My current
The father that's no longer
My
here.
previous father.
The past
in
father.
a previous life, yeah. Jack will nod as he stands back up. Yeah,
Did you worship a deity?
we weren't really that kind of people. Although I gotta admit, I haven't spoken to him the better part of a decade, so maybe in the end.
Very well. And what was his name?
His name was Rupert Phineas Grimm.
He nods and pats you on the back one more time. Everybody who is gathered here for this consecration of this land, we also gather to honor the memory of Rupert Phineas Grimm, the father of our dear friend here, Jack. Now,
You could just call him Rupert. He would have thought the full thing was kind of overkill.
Kind of overkill, man. Come on.
he'll smile and nod. We have no body to lay to the earth today. We have no religious rites to follow, besides what we just did in honor of Desna to purify this land. So, with such things, I think that we keep it simple. Anybody like to speak any fond memories, any honoring words of Rupert? They will step back and everybody will kind of form a circle.
Jack will stand for an awkward moment and then kind of take a half step forward. I don't really know how this is supposed to go, but I'm the only one who knew him here, so I don't really expect anyone else to have much to say about him.
Willem will raise a hand. You raised a fine son.
Thanks, Willem.
Don't interrupt.
Are Willem and Crunk at opposing ends of the circle?
Definitely.
Well, I tried to write some stuff down, I guess. So I'll just say that. And Jack pulls a very crumpled piece of parchment out of his pocket, kind of straightens it. Okay. Here goes. I'm not sure if my father was very good at being a dad. I'm pretty sure he probably drank too much. He definitely cheated at cards. And he lied as easily as he breathed. So I guess if anyone was wondering where I get it. Anyway. But when I showed up in his life, I was nothing but a burden wrapped up with a dagger. And Jack pulls out Outcast, his throwing dagger that he keeps on his bandolier. Anyway, when I showed up, he took me in, and he taught me how to wield this dagger instead of being afraid of it. He showed me how to take what life hands you, because it handed him a lot, and use it the best that you can. A lesson that's kept me alive this long. And weirdly somehow become even more relevant over the last couple of months. Jack glances at Gingham and Crunk. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I think he loved me in the way that he could, and I'll always be thankful for that. Then Jack kind of looks up. I don't really know where he is right now, so Dad, if you're listening, I hope this whole ritual thing brought you a little peace wherever you are. You had precious little of that in this world. And I'm sorry I didn't come back. I'm sorry I failed you. But I'll try not to fail you in the next world. Then Jack kind of looks around awkwardly for another half second, and then shoves the paper back into his pocket and steps back to just be even with everyone in the circle.
Everybody nods. Willem sheds a tear.
Crunk sheds 3 tears.
I thought about it, but I wasn't going to say it.
Gingham, I don't know if you had time to do a grave marker or something. If you did bring anything, you could I don't know, you could set it up now, I guess, if you want. Or is that okay? And Jack looks at Sigaric because he realizes that Sigaric was kind of the one conducting things.
Sigaric nods.
Oh, Gingham actually pulls out, like, gets their bag of holding and rummages in it, and a marker starts coming out. It's fairly sizable.
Is it big? It's probably bigger than Gingham then.
It's a bit bigger than Gingham, so it's not the most graceful pull out of a marker, but it's very well done and crafted.
I don't really know where to set this up because he doesn't have a burial spot.
Choose a place where you have a special memory with him then. Somewhere you can revisit Jack.
Jack will walk over to the tree that was painted. I assume it's still there? Still decorated or painted nicely?
Yep.
I guess this is as good a place as any. I found it like this, and I don't know if he's the one who did it, but seems like he would have liked it.
A beautiful sentiment.
Thanks, Gingham.
Yes, Gingham. It looks very, very good. Jack, I know that I did not have the pleasure of meeting your father. But would it be all right if I said something as well?
Be my guest.
And
unless it's just gonna be a weird outpouring of Jack compliments, in which case...
Well, as much as your father might have enjoyed that, I'll keep the compliments to a minimum.
The floor is yours, as it were.
I know that not everyone here is a worshipper of Desna, but I would like to say a little story about her. I don't know if you all know this, but the night didn't know beauty until Desna came into existence. The other gods toiled away to create the world, but she set her sights on the heavens and placed each and every star in the sky. And after surveying her artistry, she hung the brightest star high in the north and and made it her home. It was her first gift to the mortals, this beacon of hope. A twinkling sign in the dark sky that they could turn to whenever they were lost or unsure of themselves. Desna is the goddess who provides safe passage through the darkness to all, should they choose to follow. Jack, when I've heard you speak of your father, you speak of him as if he were your twinkling sign in the dark sky. And that tells me that he was a very special person. To be treated with such reverence by one who reveres nothing. I'm sure that he was very proud of you, and that he understood. So, thank you to Jack's father for raising this fine man and giving the world another twinkling sign in the dark sky. All right. Too much?
It took a turn at the end there.
My apologies, Jack.
But most of it was great. Thanks, Crunk. He'll pat your non-spiky shoulder.
Sigric is bawling.
Oh, he's a big softie. Well, guess that's that.
Sigric nods. We lay this man to rest. We part ways with nothing but good memories in our hearts. He'll pat you on the back. Everybody may return to their daily lives. Sigric will walk up. He'll give Crunk a hug. Beautiful story.
Well, not a story. History.
Indeed.
Sigric, I appreciate all the work that went into creating this ritual, for lack of a better term.
You led it, Crunk.
That I could not have done it without you. Or, of course, Vanesh. Is that her name? Ranga.
Nope.
Raspa.
I want this to be actually Crunk reaching for the name.
Yeah, it will be.
It's Respa.
Ranga.
Respa.
That's what I said the first time.
You were close. It was our honor. He'll go and he'll shake Respa awake. And she won't jolt awake with the stars. She'll wake up very calmly and stand up. She'll shake Crunk's hand as well.
I feel as if I've been blessed by Desna once again.
We're all blessed by Desna.
Well, some of us more than others.
They both laugh and nod.
All right. Well, let us go back. Unless there's anything you wish to do here, Jack. Perhaps you'd like to stay a while.
No. I can always come back. Now that this'll be here for 10 years? Something?
Sigurd nods. 10 years. A decade. Let it be known that ley line should be dispelled permanently, but Desna's blessing will remain for 10 years.
Even better. Well, see you later, Dad. And Jack pats the very nice grave marker. I want a description real quick from Katie. What did Gingham end up creating?
2 sticks.
Yeah,
It's beautifully crafted. 2 sticks together.
I'm gonna be honest, I had a whole ass elaborate idea and I don't remember it. And it
it was
actually legit thoughtful for the whole, and I don't remember it.
Oh no! Do you want to wing something else?
Yeah. So this grave marker, it's more than just your simple cross. It's more actually whittled like Jack's dad used to do. So it has a very hand carved look to it. not quite as polished, but intentionally like gouged in spots, like someone who maybe doesn't do it professionally but as a hobby. So gingham mirrored that kind of texture on it and carved out Jack's father's name, and then below did some like elaborate woodsy designs, like vines and trees, and inlaid like some carving tools, and Jack's knife is in there too. And that's what it looks
Aw.
like.
Lovely. All right, yeah, so Jack will pat the marker and then trudge off toward the portal back to Harrow Court. Yeah.
Portal. You guys got a portal.
Can it be in the trunk of a tree?
Sure.
Okay.
Is it
Like
a faraway
faraway tree.
All right, so you guys head back to Harrow Court. Now, this is at the end, Gingham. Like, you're finishing up your crafting on this day. I think everybody's wrapping up their activities. It'll probably happen like more towards the morning, so.
I think that the only thing we had left scheduled was that Jack and Crunk, and I don't know if we're going to do it tonight or the night after. We were going to go do the hunting of wisps.
I also I have just like a couple of like questions for some NPCs. I don't have to have like full-blown scenes with them. I just have kept remembering little things that I'm like, oh, I need to ask. I need to ask someone about that. So
let's do your chats, because those would probably happen in the day. Will
Okay.
just have to happen at night.
okay.
But yeah, who you want to chat with?
All right. Well, then later that day, Jack is going to find probably Shadow first.
You mean Mordecai?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Mordecai. That's going to take some getting used to.
You can just cross paths with him at Harrow Court, and he'll come up and he'll.
Is he
give
skinning
you a
another
friendly
gigantic
handshake.
rabbit?
No, he's not. He's just kind of idling. He'll give you a handshake.
He's in his idle NPC animation.
Yeah, exactly. For some nice words, kid.
He wasn't there, Chase.
Oh, that's right. He was not there.
Unless they could watch from the portal. Just
Everyone
peeking
surrounding the
through
scrying
closet.
thing. Everyone was watching from the scrying
Oh,
stone.
yeah. Okay, we could do that. We've set up a little TV
Yeah,
for
we'll
them.
You're
say
like,
that-
you weren't there. He's like, I was.
It was
Oh,
I
Willem,
was.
streamed.
Willem got me set up on that scrying stone.
Oh, good. I'm glad he's making himself useful. I was wondering if you knew anything about someone named Victoria.
Someone named Victoria.
Yeah, you remember that dagger I gave you?
Yeah, I recall it. That's, I think, the only bell that's being rang for me.
Well, I just found this bird out by my home, buried. And Jack will pull out the bird and show. I guess this was carved. The dagger was engraved, so I don't assume that the like handwriting would be the same.
It actually does.
Oh, weird. Okay, so this is nothing jogging your memories.
Sounds like it's maybe more related to your birth dad than me.
Okay, well, it was worth a shot. Anyway.
Sorry, I can't be more help. That's a bit odd, though.
Yeah, I just swiped that dagger off a random merchant. So,
Well, this whole fate thing's a bit crazy.
yeah, you could say that again. All right, well, thanks, Mordecai. You can,
I'll keep my ears and eyes open.
yeah, sounds good. Okay, the last thing I want to do. I have to go talk to Willem again, but I forgot about this whole theory that I had, you guys. All the combat was so intense that I forgot about the
theory.
The theory.
Yeah.
And who better to discuss gods and religion with than Willem, the extremely anti-religious wizard.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe he'll know stuff about it at least.
All right.
Okay. I rush into the library.
Motherfucker.
Hey, Jack.
Willem, I have a theory. You have to hear it.
I'm all ears.
So,
Eyes are preoccupied by this book, but I'll listen. I can multitask.
okay, whatever. Listen, so we got attacked by a bunch of different creatures, right? From a bunch of, I don't know, a bunch of different kinds, some demonic, some just people, but there were gobs of these followers of Rovagug, which seemed weirdly specific to me. And
A lot of people follow a lot of those fake idols.
okay, let's just, for just 1 second, Willem, let's just set aside your personal views on the gods as sort of made up idols. Can you do
Okay.
that? Can you multitask that much? Okay.
Yes.
So let's just pretend that Rovagug is a real god with real
Rovagug's
power.
real. It does have power, that's true.
Okay. Well, let's say that Rovagug, wanted to bust out and take over the world or whatever.
She does.
Don't you think it's kind of interesting that hordes of Rovagug's clerics were here and the Shadow Prince was apparently working for some larger, scarier, bigger, more evil force? All of these beings, actually, they were like, oh, just wait till our boss comes. This is not the end, blah, 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 blah. Normal bad guy stuff.
Right.
So what if that bigger, eviler, worse thing is Rovagug?
Now, I'm confused, Jack. Do you want my actual opinions on Rovagug, or do you want me to pretend like I have different opinions on Rovagug? Because that'll change my answer.
I don't care what your opinion on Rovagug is. I want to know about this theory. Because even if whether or not you think Rovagug is a god or not, it seems like that should be concerning.
I wouldn't be too terribly concerned. I actually think that those who worship Rovagug are wasting their time. I understand that a lot of these evil worshippers, they follow these big entities, and these entities are real, Jack. I'm not saying that they're fake. I'm saying that there are no gods, and if there are gods, then they are just self-proclaimed gods. So Rovagug is imprisoned. I believe Rovagug is a big, massive demon of immense power that was imprisoned a long time ago. And because he was so thoroughly imprisoned, he has almost no intercession on Galarion, and therefore I don't think he's of any concern to anyone so long as that prison remains intact. There are many who worship him, usually out-of-their-mind fanatics, probably like the ones that attacked here, and maybe their leaders are out-of-their-mind fanatics that also worship him, but I don't think we have to be concerned about the rough beast as he self-proclaims himself.
But that's what I'm saying. What if all of this is about trying to break Rovagug out?
I would say they're probably wasting their time.
Okay. I feel so comforted. Thank you so much, Willem. You are an excellent listener, as
I'm
always.
not trying to dismiss a theory. Perhaps they are. If it is, that's promising, because I find it very unlikely that Rovagug could be broken out, and if he is broken out, I would imagine he may already even be dead, Jack. But that would require investigation and theories and hypotheses and many things.
Oh, wait. Those are 3 words that you really like, right?
Yes.
Isn't that why you're here?
But you have me hypothesizing on something else currently, Jack. Something more pertinent to the current situation. I can add this
Forgive
to the
me for
list of
trying to
researchers.
theory craft.
I appreciate
No, I don't want to trouble you. You're obviously very busy, so
I'll put it on the agenda.
you'd think with 3 different people researching around here, they could move a little faster, but
He slaps a book shut. Jack, do you know how to keep them from invading Harcourt again? Because I'd love to hear what your research has turned up.
okay, Willem, I can see I have struck a nerve. I don't really know what it is you do all day here, because
Listen,
to
you
me,
don't question my book delving, and I won't try to comment on your lock picking or swooning or whatever you do out there in the field.
Oh, okay. Well, when you master that second part, let me know and I'll stop commenting on your research. Good luck, Willem. Nice chatting with you as always.
He opens the book back up and starts reading.
Birch looks over Jack's shoulder as Jack walks out and gives Willem just a mean little grimace.
Willem
Mean little
doesn't even
raccoon glare.
notice.
All right. Well, so much for that. But my theory is out there, and now it has been declared, so no one can say I didn't call it if I end up being right.
That's true. It's out there. I love it. All right. We are going to the evening now. You guys head out to the forest in the evening near the swamp. And now that you have manifested this epitome, there are pretty little twinkling lights through the forest. It's very enchanted feeling as you guys wander through it. And as you wander through it, you do see little glimpses of these will-o-wisps. They flutter above you, they taunt you, they seem playful, but they are very hard to catch. As you guys go out here to try to find them, Guy will show up suddenly behind you in his devilish form. Looking to try to catch the will-o-wisps?
Yes, Guy, that's what we're trying to do, is catch the will-o-wisps. I'm sorry, I don't know why I sound sarcastic. I'm just I just wasn't expecting you to be here. What's going on?
Are you planning on catching them? Fun game.
A game, you say?
Scoop it up in those big old hands.
Chase, what skill did you say that I could roll for this?
It's supposed to be acrobatics, but I feel like you argued for one for me.
You argued for like performance or something.
Because I think you said you were gonna like be playful with them and try to lure them in.
Okay. I was thinking about sometimes when I do a little performance, people like me better than if they just like talk to me. So I think I was just planning on doing a little song, a little jig, see if they'd like to play.
Then how are you gonna catch it? Or are you just gonna entertain them for the night?
What do you suggest, Guy?
I'm glad you asked. And he pulls out of 2 bag of holdings on either side of his belt. He pulls out little jars. They just look like simple glass jars.
Detect magic.
They're magical.
What kind of magic?
They have conjuration magic.
What are these?
Will-o-wisp jars. That's what I call them anyways.
Jack, would you like a will-o-wisp jar?
When you scoop one, they can't get out the top, even if there's no lid on it.
Huh. Seems
Like sometimes
handy.
if you put a lid on it, they can get out of it. Bit weird.
Sure, I'll take one. Is there enough for Gingham?
Ah, I didn't see Gingham there.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Watch this, Gingham. And guy reaches behind your ear and pulls out a will-o-wisp jar.
Ooh. Gingham doesn't have ears.
I know. That makes it even more impressive. It's just clearly apparated right next to Gingham's head.
All right, Guy, thank you. I appreciate this. Now fuck off.
You got it, boss. He disappears.
I like Guy. I ate part of it once, but he's unsettling.
We were there. It was unsettling.
I didn't say that eating was unsettling. I'm saying that Guy is unsettling, Jack. Don't get mixed up.
Oh, I'm
It's
not.
hurtful.
It was all unsettling. Anyway, this is going to be a fun team bonding activity. Right, guys? Jack holds up his little jar.
Now,
Yeah.
as you guys attempt this, would you guys like to teamwork, have one person roll a skill and have 2 people assist, or do you all want to like try to catch your own will-o-wisp?
I'm gonna drag people down. I think that y'all should just get your own.
Well, but we could help Gingham
I think
Although-
that I'm going to roll
and
Poorly
critically fail the
to where
the help.
I'm gonna be a detriment, honestly. I have a 17.
You only need a 20.
In acrobatics?
Yeah.
Oh, performance.
Yeah, it's only a 20 to assist somebody, and a 30 is the critical success.
Oh, that's true.
Crunk, you were the one who wanted to do this, so is this like a cute work together teamwork thing, or is this like last one to catch one is a loser? Because I'm good with either.
Why does Krunk think that Jack would actually prefer that?
Prefer the second one?
Yeah.
That's how
Well-
Jack lives most of his life.
Jack, you think you could catch one before me? Before Gingham? I mean, Gingham's clearly gonna be first, but what are you gonna do? Jump about? I'm gonna lure them in. You couldn't possibly.
Oh, you're right. I've never lured anything or anyone in ever.
Likely not.
I could absolutely beat you, Krunk. Gingham, what do you think? Who do you think wins between me and Krunk? Jack is looking at you like, don't forget, we're related.
Well, I think that all depends on what methodology you're going to use. One would be more effective than the other.
Well, what are you going to do, Gingham?
Oh, probably run and twirl after a couple of them and pounce.
Honestly, Gingham, you're like part will-o-wisp anyway, so I think you're going to be good at this. Well, let's find out, Krunk. I'm obviously faster than you, so I don't need to lure them in as much.
I'm only faster because I wear all this armor.
Well, be that as it may, I think I'm going to beat you. And
We'll
Jack
find
goes,
out,
Jack,
Jack.
yeah, Jack goes like prancing off into the woods to go find a will-o-wisp. Is that
Gingham
your
watches
cute
after.
dance?
Gingham watches after and goes, I don't know. I think probably you'll win, Krunk. You might scare them all off first.
I appreciate the vote of confidence, Gingham. I really do. But I'm sure that Jack's gonna do just fine for himself.
Jack takes 10 points of damage from the knife in his back. Gingham.
Does Gingham have a special wisp
Uh-huh.
catching outfit?
Yeah, obviously. Gingham has a special wisp catching
What does a wisp
outfit.
catching outfit look like?
So it's like a mini mist cloak is what it looks like. Right.
That's
So
adorable.
it's a little suit jacket, but it's got ribboned ends on it so that Gingham looks like a wispy being too.
That's adorable. All right, Jack, you went prancing off. Let's see if you catch one.
I gotta roll first.
Yeah, you went prancing
You
off
pranced?
first.
But Krunk started dancing.
Yeah.
All right. All right, fine. Fine. So it's acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Okay. I don't think I have anything that helps here. We are just rolling. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, Krunk. It's pretty good. That's a 37.
is huge. I'd have to get a nat 20 to get a 37.
All right, what you got, Krunk?
I am so scared.
Nat
I'm
20s
not gonna
happen.
get this. That's a 27. You know what? You know what, Chase? I'm gonna use my once per day Desna moderate boon
gosh.
reroll.
Okay, let's do it.
This day's almost over. Okay. Yeah, 30.
Ooh, okay. All right, Gingham, what about you? You gonna catch a wisp?
I mean, yeah, I'm out here. Does that
Acrobatics, you-
outfit give me +2?
Yes, it does. Ooh, that was almost a nat one.
I know, 30.
30. All right, Krunk. You're doing your little dance. The wisps love it. They get very playful and they get really close to you. But every time you try to snatch one, you just can't get it. They're too fast. Gingham, as you're jumping, are you trying to get someone's Krunks luring in, or are you going after your own?
Oh, no, Gingham will go after their own. Doesn't want to get in the way of competition.
Excellent. They love your cloak. They form like a train behind you. They look like they're falling like little ducklings to a bigger wisp. Every time you turn around and try to snatch one, they're just too fast. Jack, with your prancing and going off on your own, you are just so quick that you do manage to snag one. As you guys are out here, there are green, there are blue, and there are red, and you managed to snag yourself a green one.
Oh,
Put this
how
in the jar.
appropriate.
Yeah. You snag one in the jar, and as soon as you do, Guy appears behind you and like does like a little golf clap. Hey, nice work.
Yeah, were
Now-
they watching? Jack looks around to see if Krunk and Gingham are anywhere nearby, but he probably went tumbling off too far.
Trunk is literally falling out of a tree at the moment.
Just so you know, it's not very kind to keep them trapped in there for very long, but when you let them go, they'll give you a reward.
Okay, well, I just got to get this one back to Krunk and Gingham and show them that I did it.
And if you want to be nice and give the reward to someone else, just whoever lets them out of the jar, that's who they're gonna reward.
Yeah. Okay, Guy, thanks. Jack just like waves him off.
Bye.
Can't wait to see the look on their faces. Jack comes jogging back through the swamp.
Ah!
As Gingham's leading a line of will-o-wisps around.
Hey, what's the matter? You guys still empty jars?
Trunk's head lifts up out of the mud. You got one already?
All the rest of them disappear when Jack comes running over.
Oh.
Oh, Jack, you scared him away. Now, how am I supposed to get second place?
Oh, it looked like you were really close, too. Man, sorry about that. But yes, I did get one. Jack holds up his jar triumphantly with the green
Damn you.
will-o-wisp inside. You didn't catch one either, Gingham. That's pretty surprising.
Oh, that's all right. We were playing in a line. That was quite fun.
It did look like you made like a dozen new best friends, so I guess there's that.
I hope so.
Well, Jack, what? Let's deal with
Oh,
the
yeah,
one
yeah,
you
yeah.
have here. It's
They
so-
don't like being kept in the jar, so I guess I should let it out. Well, hang on, Chase. What do the will-o-wisps do again?
So they are going to, whoever lets them out of the jar is going to get a random rune on a piece of gear that they are currently wearing.
A random rune.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
You get to choose the piece of gear. You don't get to choose if it's a weapon or armor. That's going to randomize. And then if you don't have an eligible piece, it won't work. If you do have the max runes, you can choose to override one with the one that you get, or you can choose to not. Oh no, it has to override one.
It has to?
So
Oh.
if it's full, it will override one. You just go choose which one gets
Oh.
overridden. So There's a bit of risk to it.
Interesting. Yeah, okay. Let me just check my stuff real quick. Jack will look around and then kind of roll his eyes. Here you go. And he hands it to Gingham.
Well, but you caught it, Jack.
Yeah, and you guys will never forget it for as long as you live. I am the champion of the will-o-wisps. But here.
New title for Jack.
I'll add it. Now I'm Knight of the Rabbit Prince, Champion of the will-o-wisps.
Building yourself a book of titles, Jack?
Working on it. Anyway, you can have the whatever's in there.
Go on, Gingham. Let's see what you've got.
Well, if you're sure. Gingham, like, nudges the jar. Come on, little guy. Off you go.
Guy appears like right behind you and says right in your ear, "You need to put a lid on it." And he'll hold a lid out to you.
Oh, thanks, guy. Puts the lid on.
As
There
you
you
put the lid
go.
on, the will-o-wisp goes floating right through the lid, and it flutters around you. And Katie, let's have you roll a d20. Flat check.
D20. Wisps in disguise. A nat
Of course.
one?
A 1, because why not?
Chase's face.
What?
Yeah,
gets
that was a
destroyed,
concerning
Chase?
That
face.
was a
That
bad
was-
face.
Can you hear a point flat checks?
No, I want to know what Chase is about to ruin.
Oh no.
What runes do you have on your boomerang?
Just fearsome, right? Yeah, just fearsome. Just the property room fearsome, and then it's one striking room and a potency of +2.
Yeah, +2 striking fearsome.
Okay, the wisp goes around your boomerang and it erases the fearsome rune off of your boomerang. And then Crunk and Jack roll flat checks.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm really sorry.
Okay.
2. I
Come
rolled
on.
a 2.
I rolled a 10.
All right, it's gonna put the fearsome rune on one of your weapons, Jack. You pick which one.
Oh my god.
And this is a special cursed rune that cannot be removed.
Wait, it was just the curse is that it can't be removed?
It cannot be removed from
Okay.
the weapon. So.
Okay.
Not
Well,
me pulling up your character sheet to look at.
It's gonna go on Knight's Needle because that's the one with a slot.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go
Oh,
take
right.
that off my boomerang.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, Katie.
Okay.
Such a gift, Jack. You're really good at giving presents.
This is
You're just
I
so kind.
I
Champion of the will-o-wisps. They won't even give their gift to anyone else.
Jack watches all of this and then looks at his rapier.
It's really pretty. It's like extra glowy.
Do you think I held on to it for too long? I swear, Gingham, I didn't say anything to it.
Yeah, they're a
That's
bit
okay,
naughty
Jack.
sometimes. Probably should have mentioned that.
Well-
Well, it's fine. I hope that rune brings you fortune.
Thanks. Does the will-o-wisp disappear? Did it go away?
Yeah, it
Okay.
circled around the boomerang, sniped the rune, put it on your weapon, and then flew away.
Wait, we can get you another one of those, Gingham. That'll be super easy. Yeah, I'll even pay for it. It'll
Oh,
be.
It's all right, Jack.
This is like like when your dog like bites someone or like your pet, like you're like, I can pay for that. I'm so sorry. Let me just here, I can fix the situation.
Or like when a gift you give somebody breaks something.
Well, good team bonding.
Kronk is
Okay.
turning colors at the effort of not laughing his ass off right now.
I think it was great team bonding.
It's just a deep purple.
Go team!
Go
Well-
team!
Gingham looks over at Crunk. You can laugh about it.
No, it's not funny. Tears
It's-
start welling in his eyes.
It's a bit funny. The guy disappears.
That guy, such a jerk. And then Krunk's gonna disappear.
Into his room.
That was a pretty funny nat one. Sorry, Katie.
so on brand for
I am getting
Yeah.
the best luck with this character at all
Yeah.
points.
Gingham crafts for a week for everybody. And then has the
Crafts for a week for
stolen.
everybody. Ends up crafting the bitchiest brooch ever.
their
Oh my
new
gosh!
friend.
Your brooch would have told you to do better.
Probably is.
I mean,
right
Gingham
now.
didn't get anything wrong.
It's still an intelligent brooch.
Just does a condescending sigh.
About the will-o-wisps.
Uh,
Jack goes walking off a little ways instead of thinking to his room right in front of Gingham. He's muttering to Birch, I swear, I didn't. No, it was not intentional. I promise. You know when I'm lying. I'm not lying. That was not my fault. And he's just arguing with Birch and then blips to his room.
And then it's just Gingham in the swamp.
without a fearsome rune. Oh, man. All right, Gingham, you retiring as well?
Yeah.
That night, Kronk is going to ask Shadow to get Gingham's boomerang without it being suspicious.
You mean Mordecai? I was just doing my Chase impression.
That was
Wow,
good.
I really didn't like it.
You needed glasses to push up, though.
You mean Mordecai?
I'd like to ask Mordecai if he can sneak the boomerang.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. What's your perception DC, Gingham?
33.
33.
There's also shit all over Gingham's room. It is not very navigatable.
Noted.
This is your dad. He knows how to handle that.
Oh.
Whoa, he's sneaky.
Hold on, I have to roll one more though, because misfortune.
Shit, Chase.
Misfortune.
Well, yeah,
Roll
you got
good, roll really
a
good.
navigable room.
Okay.
I did.
Woo.
All right, Gingham, your boomerang gets snatched.
I'm gonna take it to the Dwarven Forge. And I'm gonna have the dwarf man take wounding off of my backup sword and put it on the boomerang. And then have Shadow sneak boomerang back to Gingham.
Okay.
Mordecai.
When Crunk goes down to the forge, you see Jack in there with his rapier with the fearsome rune on it, and he's arguing with the dwarf. What do you mean it can't come off? I thought you could just do that. I thought that was why you existed. Why, just put it on. I'll get the boomerang. Just put it on the
Jack.
boomerang. He
Are
says
you-
he can't move this rune. Since when is that a thing?
Well, let me take a look at that. That is kind of odd. Why aren't you listening to Jack? That's not very kind.
Just grumbles.
With a 30, do I know that it's cursed?
Yeah.
What? I can't believe you wouldn't do that for my good buddy Jack. Oh, Jack. Jack, this has got a curse on it.
Ugh! He throws the rapier
No,
away
it's
from him.
It's very significantly bound to this weapon. You'll never be able to remove that. A bad curse, it's just a stuck sort of curse.
Oh. Well,
You know, like how my face will never change. Ugh.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go. He looks at the dwarf. Jack looks like a Karen who was Karening and then realized that she was in the wrong. It's just kind of like
a tug on
Well-
the jacket.
yeah, exactly. Puts the rapier away. Anyway, I have other things to do, so I will be
Sleep
on
well.
my way.
Bye, Jack.
Do you want Mordecai to sneak it back to Gingham?
Yeah.
Excellent. When Mordecai sneaks the boomerang back, he trips on all the shit in your room and wakes up Gingham.
Well, it Mordecai?
Yeah. Hey, Jenny.
What
I'm
are
sorry to be skulking around your room. Listen, I was told to just you dropped your boomerang and I found it and here you go. He's gonna toss you your boomerang gently, not like throw it at you.
It's got a new rune on it, can you tell?
Well, I don't remember dropping my boomerang.
Yep, well you did. Good night.
Wounding. This is all right. Gingham will spend the next hour puzzled.
When did I drop it?
When did I drop it, and why is there a new rune on it?
I guess that's the more concerning thing.
Yeah,
It's also going to be really weird to see a boomerang make people bleed. It's going to conk them and then they're just going to keep bleeding.
Yeah, you conk them just right, you know?
The rest of the night is uneventful, and breakfast is served in the courtyard as per usual. As you guys make your way into the courtyard for your morning breakfast, there is a notable figure through one of the gateways that is now open. The gateway of the stars is now open. You see a figure that is waving all four arms at the gateway. They look like that.
Aren't those the people that we saved from the?
No, that's the dude you saw in your vision, Crunk. In your dream.
The Lich?
Not the Lich.
No, the temple nappy nap.
Oh my god! In the Desna dream.
Yes.
Okay. Grunk's like, I have to go there. I have to go now.
Well,
It's Desna said it must be so.
Do you know that person?
Not yet.
Also, what is that? Could I make a society check, Chase? Have I ever seen a person like this before?
Yeah, go ahead and make a society check. We'll see if you have.
can I make a not that? But the other
yes,
thing as a
And
terrible.
not that check.
Yes, you may.
I got a 32.
Okay.
There's a roll 40.
Both of you have seen these before and heard of these. They are intelligent humanoids, not terribly common, but they're slightly uncommon. They're called witchweirds. Witchweirds are four-armed humanoid creatures with hairless blue-gray skin and glowing yellow eyes. They're typically around 6.5 feet tall and 300 pounds. Their hands possess 3 evenly sized and spaced digits in a tripod-like arrangement. Witchweirds conceal most of their faces, leaving only their eyes unmasked. Their inscrutability is a boon to one of their most significant interests. Mercantilism, is that how you say that?
Sure.
And many haughty witchwords openly reveal their befuddlement inspired by their mysterious guises and mannerisms. Witchweirds have keen eye for new opportunity and markets, and a witchweird almost always knows when someone is trying to pull one over.
Oh my
Jack.
goodness, Jack. This is your antithesis.
My arch nemesis. You know them, Crunk?
Desna showed them to me in a dream. I must go.
Do they look like they are in danger? Or
They're not like, they don't look like super urgent. They're kind of like just nonchalantly waving all 4 arms directly towards the gateway.
oh,
They're
like it
waiting
seems like
down.
they like know that it's there.
Potentially.
That's new. Can we grab our stuff at least?
Yes, yes. Grab your things, please, as quickly as we can.
Frank just goes there in his pajamas.
I have to get there.
I have to go.
Swan dives through the portal.
Jack and Gingham. What?
Get my things and meet me there!
As Gingham's walking back for their stuff. Do we think it's safe for me to take a boomerang that Mordecai took from me for a while?
Definitely. I wouldn't question that any further.
Oh.
Yeah, he's your dad or something, right?
He's your dad puppet.
What? I suppose he says
Your
that.
silly man Crumb.
Silly man Crumb, that's hilarious.
Jack will think to his room and get his gear and
Same.
come back down.
Gingham will. Same thing.
Alright, so everybody gears up and then heading through.
Yes.
Yep.
Cool. Alright, yeah, you guys walk through. Crunk, you step through first, and this creature's eyes light up, and he puts his hands together and looks delighted. Ah, greetings, mighty ones. We are Usilkit, the delegate of the Pact Masters of Kotapech. A pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Hi. I'm Crunk.
Yes, I know.
You know.
Indeed. We seek a mutual beneficial compact with you, Crunk, for it would appear that our futures are entwined. We have an enemy in common in the Prince of Wolves, and our fates have each been manipulated by the appearance of magical horror cards. Yes?
Crunk looks to Jack and Gingham.
Nice sense of motive.
Uh-huh, absolutely. Go ahead and roll me a blind perception.
I'll do that
Oh.
too. I'll do my lie to me though.
Yep, go ahead and roll me a blind deception.
I have rolled.
Crunk doesn't think to do that, and he just goes, yes, how did you know that?
Gingham, you're unsure. This person is masked and like it's kind of hard to read them. You're not getting one way or the other. Jack, they seem genuine to you.
Jack shrugs. It seems like that's not really a secret anymore, so sure, I guess that's fine.
But I'm glad that this is all tracking out. Now, you have just recently repelled the Prince of Wolves, is that correct?
How do you know all of these things about our lives?
Much research to discuss. Now, you may have turned aside the Prince of Wolves for now, and you have taken these cards to build a world. Is it Horror Court you're calling it?
I mean, I wouldn't call it so much building a world as restoring it to what it used to be.
Agree to disagree. We know now that these cards are your destiny, Crunk, that we have only held them for you. And so I offer you as a show of good faith, please take this card And he pulls out the owl. And let's go ahead and show the art on the owl here. Let's have Katie describe this one.
Oh, it's cute. So it's looks like a barn owl that is doing the head tilt, and in its beak is a very giant sewing needle with orange thread through it and draped around the owl, who is sitting in a dead-looking tree.
Excellent.
It's pretty.
It is pretty.
Very pretty. He holds it out to you, Crunk. As you go to reach for it, he pulls it back for a moment. All I ask is that we speak honestly together. If you would agree, I shall take you to my leaders, and you may have this card.
I mean, that's pretty easy, guys. What do you think about this?
He's hard to read. Don't know.
That seems easy enough. Sure, let's chat. All very truthfully.
I'll be happy to speak honestly with you.
Excellent. And I with you. He holds out the owl to you.
I'll take it.
Excellent. He gives it to you, and as you have it, the portal opens up behind you again. Now, please do not take that. Come with me, and we will speak with my leaders before you return to Harcourt.
All right. Everyone, you guys are, let's go.
One opens behind each of you, and they'll generally stay
Wait a
there.
minute, where the heck are we? Jekyll, where are we?
As you look around, you are inside some sort of building with yellowed sandstone for the walls and the floors. A nice rug. Pretty empty room, though. Looks like a conference room of sorts, almost.
Ooh, Silkit. Tell me, what part of Galarion did we end up in?
You are in the great city of Katapesh.
You're kidding.
I am not.
We're in Katapesh!
Yes, you are in Katapesh, and not only are you in Katapesh, you are about to meet the great Pact Masters. You are actually speaking to one now.
Do I know what a Pact Master is?
You can roll a society if you would like to know.
Katapesh is basically better Absalom.
Katapesh is
better.
the trade central of the Inner Sea region.
29.
37.
Can I use my brooch on this? Because it's a knowledge thing.
Yeah, you sure can.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Tell me about Chase, this pretentious ass brooch needs to explain everything.
Uh-huh.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Oh, dear. The Pact Masters, you don't know who the Pact Masters are. The Pact Masters are the consortium of powerful witchwords that run the mercantile city and nation of Katapesh, where he just said that we currently reside. They are like the government, so to speak. 5 witchwords that take care of all of the trade in the Grand Empire. They actually took over the city in some sort of suspicious coup that nobody actually understands what happened. But it was non-violent, and the city was better for it. I don't know who just said that, but they are correct.
Gingham, has a hand over where the brooch is. We already knew that. We were just making sure.
Well, follow me then. And yes, we can go meet the Pact Masters, including the father.
Is that the leader or something? Jack is whispering to Gingham.
Yes, that is true.
Okay.
Oh, before the brooch can say anything,
The defensive quick knowledge.
Yes, I know that.
So you guys
We're
follow
taking a bath today.
Silkit. And as you step out of this building, you step out onto the bustling streets of Katapesh. This city is large and full of people, and the buildings are luxurious looking. It is beautiful. It's a cosmopolitan city of immense size that looks over the ocean on one side and is bordered by arid desert lands on the other. So as you guys walk out of this, you can see that there's the buildings towering all over. You guys are on a street that is leading straight into a very large compound with sandstone walls surrounding it. And Usilkit escorts you to a gate. There are a bunch of guards in like jeweled turbans, silver breastplates, and long flowing robes that look like the town guard that open the gates for you and let you all in. And through the gates, there are lavish gardens on either side with big fountains. Very fancy looking compound. So you must have some questions for Usilkit, I imagine, before we meet with the Pact Masters? Anything that I can get us on the same page with?
Yes, why are you being so cooperative, and why do you know so much about Harrow Court and what we're doing?
That is a good question, a very good question. Now, the Pact Masters received some of these cards. Me, myself, I received the owl that I just gave to you. It showed up in my belongings just randomly one day. I'm guessing that is the same for you?
Yeah.
Good. Well, you see, the Pact Masters have access to very immense knowledge, and we did some research on these cards. We did some scrying, some divining, some researching, and we came to the conclusion that these cards, for us, are a liability, and they are meant for your hands anyways. We do not want to quarrel over these cards. We would prefer you to have them, as we do fear that if we are to hold on to the cards, that this Prince of Wolves is going to invade Katapesh and cause problems for us, and that is none of our business.
So you're trying to offload the trouble onto us a little.
If the fate was meant for us, then we would have kept the deck, but we have, in our research, come to terms that the fate is meant for you, Krunk, a hero of the people. We have done much research on your exploits. We know where you went to school. We have interviewed people that you have saved and helped.
I thought when you were saying for you were talking about all of us, but you're saying specifically me.
No, it is actually you, Krunk, who the fate is meant for. These are just part of your fate. Tag-alongs, if you will.
These are my friends. I would prefer if you did not refer to them as tag-alongs.
Absolutely, I will refrain from the term going forward.
These are my companions, and not one of us is more worthy than the other.
Well, that is not entirely true. You are more worthy for the deck than either of them, and you should not try to conflict with that, or you could cause great problems.
They're like an identical, just shared look between Gingham and Jack while this is happening.
Well, Jack actually is not really offended by the tag-along thing.
Oh no, Gingham's not either. It's more of a, huh?
Jack, you see Jack seems not as surprised as you, Gingham. He says, Krunk, I think you should hear them out.
Jack.
I mean, you've already agreed to hear us out, have you not?
Well,
of course.
Yes, I just mean don't dismiss the idea out of hand.
I'll try to keep an open mind, but I don't like the way this sounds, and it honestly is a little creepy that you've done so much research on this.
Yeah, how long ago did you get these cards?
Approximately 26 days ago.
That is how long it's been since we got our cards?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Jack leans over to Gingham. Willem could learn a thing or two about quick research from these guys, I think. Maybe we should recruit one of them. Do you think we could recruit one? Never mind. Stay focused.
Gingham just turns and nods.
I am intrigued by your research, but you must understand I'll have to verify some things before I can just blindly agree with what you're telling me.
Yes, of course. We shall deal business with the Pact Masters once we meet with them. And to be completely transparent and build some trust between us, your invasion of the Prince of Wolves, that may have been slightly the Pact Master's fault. It was unintentional, but our embassy here, and he gestures to where he's leading you all, was invaded by the Prince of Wolves before your Harrow Court, and we believe that they stole our research. We tried to disengage and get them off of your trail, but they pushed very powerfully, and we had to forfeit some of our research. Not through interrogation, they found some of the notes and they fled.
About Krunk?
Irrigation, were your people hurt?
Yes, many of them were injured. The Pact Masters, all fine.
It is not your fault that you were stolen from, and I am sorry that your people have been injured so.
Not directly our fault, though we do regret that we did not have higher security on our research.
I'm sure that you reconciled that problem.
We have going forward, though it did still ripple consequences to all of you, and for that I apologize.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And I don't think any permanent damage was done to Harrowcourt.
I am happy to hear it.
Yeah, maybe not to Harrowcourt.
Jack, are you still sore or aching?
It doesn't
Come,
matter.
I'll give you a heal.
No, I'm fine. Krunk, it's fine.
He's talking emotionally.
Okay, we don't need to. I
Oh,
just
Jack.
forget I said anything. No, we don't. Let's not in front of Usilkit. I'm sorry, is that what-
Olafisk.
I don't think
No.
Usilkit.
Ooh, Selk. How do you write that?
Usilket in your tongue?
it's not gonna matter, Em. You're gonna get it wrong next session anyway. So
I'm writing it down so I won't. Okay, Usilkit, Star Boy of the...
Starboy.
So how many cards do you have between you all?
We shall discuss that when we get gathered with the Pact Masters and deal business. You guys now at this point are walking into the embassy, and inside the embassy is like palace level of lavishness. There is a grand fountain in the center, and there are servants moving everywhere. Usilkit takes you off to the side into a room where there are guards at the entrance. They let you in, and he leads you into a lavish room with a table in the center with feasts and like all kinds of fruits and meats and drinks and just lavish, comfortable furniture. And Usilkit gestures for all of you to sit down and take a load off.
Wow. How's the tableware looking?
And the table are so expensive.
Okay.
Please sit. Let us get comfortable while we wait for the rest of the Pact Masters.
Krunk looks afraid to sit down.
That's
Krunk's
fair.
worried that he's going to break the nice things.
Behind all of you, this figure follows in behind you. This is a large gorilla with a little jeweled crown and tiny little bird wings on their back. And they are carrying a gold jeweled pitcher.
Pitcher like a pouring, like what?
Like a pouring
liquid
pitcher. Like a, yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Do I
If you
know?
grab goblets, I will give you expensive wine.
Do I know what this is?
Yeah, you can go and roll a society.
Okay.
Thank you, says Krunk, and he delicately picks a goblet and proffers it to Princess Gorilla.
Princess Gorilla.
Gorilla. Oh, I got a nat 20.
Am I fucking wrong?
No, you aren't.
I have to get a snip of this.
This is an uncommon ancestry of people called Aderhi.
How dare he?
How dare he wear that crown? Wow.
This appears to be a female Derhi.
I don't know. Jack got a nat 20 on that, so I'm just gonna say that he stumbled across mention of such humanoids, and it was so strange to him that it was just one of those random like trivia facts that he remembered for literally no reason. Oh, you're an Aderhi, right? Is that right? I think that's right. That is so cool. I've always wanted to meet an Aderhi.
It's not.
Don't be rude to
Oh, I'm
Princess Gorilla. Thank you for the wine.
Her name is Shananka.
Yeah, don't be rude, Krunk.
I didn't mean to. Princess Shananka. Thank you
Shananka,
for the
I
wine.
appreciate your endeavors to try to make an impression, but please, I shall pour the drinks and greet our guests, and we shall introduce them to you shortly. She does a bow and leaves.
Oh, she didn't have to go.
But she does. We have an agreement, and she is breaking the agreement. We will get there when we get there. Interestingly enough, she is from the ruins of Ko. Have any of you heard of these ruins? It is a bit of my life's passion.
Ruins of what?
Ko.
Can I
You know
roll?
what would be cool right now? If I could turn and look at a map, and
That would
see it on the map.
be pretty nice, though it's not a city and it wouldn't be.
What sort of knowledge will I roll, Chase?
No, this one would be Arcana.
Regardless, 37.
Okay, nice.
30.
Crunk and Gingham, you have both heard of Ko. These are magical ruins that are about 400 miles to the northwest of Cotapesh. They're deep in the barrier of the Wall Mountains, and they've been like a big topic of academic discussion. The ruins cannot be scryed upon from some kind of unknown force. They are filled with a really strange magical energy that has weird side effects to people who travel to different parts of them. And they're pretty dangerous, and so they are difficult to research and like visit to study.
Didn't the treasure hunters, they came here, right? On their first big competition?
Ah, yes. It's
The little
still a
less she
little group
ascended to
doing their-
godhood.
Right. Or so they say.
Hmm.
The First World Fortune Seekers Alliance, or whatever they call themselves.
Right.
Those competitions
yes.
are such a joke.
I
Oh,
would agree
please,
with you.
as if you wouldn't be thrilled to meet Finley.
I will say that
Italy.
we do have some good trades with their guilds these days, but that is off topic.
So are the Pact Masters, are we waiting for them to show up?
Yes, they shall arrive shortly, and in the meantime, we can discuss academics of the ruins of Ko. If any of you are aware of them, I would love to have discussion.
Oh, that sounds so great. I'm just a little hungry, so why don't you guys do that? And I'll be over here.
Ah, yes, please. Help yourselves, and if none of you would like to discuss, that is fair, though the ruins of Ko are actually going to be a very relevant topic once we get into our discussions.
I'd be happy to discuss.
Do you know of the ruins?
I mean, I'm probably not as learned as you, but I can carry a conversation about it.
And what of you, Gingham?
Well, they pat their tome that's on their hip. It's all in here.
Ah, excellent. Well, let us discuss some of the key points of interest in the ruins of Ko. I am curious of what your knowledge is before we get further into the discussion, which will be later. But this is a bit of my life's passion. I love talking about it with anybody who is aware of the ruins themselves. Have you heard of the domes of the Polymatum? And that would be another Arcana check.
Have I ever? The domes themselves, I can't even imagine the joy of seeing such a thing. You know, I almost went on a research, oh my god, Chase, what are they called?
Expedition?
Yes, I almost went on a research expedition here from the Magambia. I was so disappointed when I didn't make the cut. I did all of the research and everything, but Ashanza won out.
What was the roll for the Arcana?
41.
41. That is a critical success. What about you, Gingham?
Nah, it's just a 30.
The 30. So Gingham and Crunk, you both know that the domes are where Ko had an arcane institution. Many different arcane schools are there for the most prolific inhabitants of the area, which are sinister rat folk known as Hadis. Crunk, you also know that there is a notorious lich there named Trexima Batoy, and they are known to be active there still to this day.
Tell me, have you ever met the Lich?
A lich? I do not know of a lich.
What? The Lich
lich?
that lives there.
A lich resides there.
And supposedly resides here till this day. It was this arcane institute. It empowered the rat folk around.
Yes, the Hadi. I know about the Hadi and the arcane schools, but I knew not of a lich. This is fascinating. This
What
is
was
why I
the
love
lich's name
discussing
again?
these topics. Trexima Batoy.
If I can remember correctly, Lich's name is Trexima Batoy.
Interesting.
But I'm notoriously bad with names, so I might have mispronounced something here or there.
We have much more to discuss about the Hadi later. But what of the fields of glass? This will be another Arcana.
The fields of glass. Not 20.
Oh my god!
Wow,
Crunk.
apparently Krunk has spent his whole life studying this.
Oh my god.
What about you, Gingham?
A 40.
Yeah, you both critically succeed on this one. So you both know that the fields of glass are the remains of crystal structures in the ruins that are scattered across the fields of glass. A group of crystalline Zorns inhabit the region under the rule of a dragon, the Henzad. And also, you both know that the magic suffusing Co has caused a sort of infection to spread from the crystals. And the Henzad, who was once a blue dragon, has transformed into a dangerous crystal dragon.
It was a tragedy to hear about the crystalline disease that infected the poor dragon. Once
Crystalline
blue-
disease on the Henzad.
Oh, Gingham, you knew about that, right?
Oh, Gingham picks up their tome, flips it open. Right here.
Is that a picture of the dragon itself before and after the transformation? Gingham, how did you get this?
You see, Gingham goes off on a little rant of how they got the picture.
Well, now I'm going to give you guys a picture because, you know.
A picture exists.
An actual picture exists? That's so exciting. I was just
Yeah.
making shit up.
See what happens, kids, when you
Make shit up.
make things up? Yeah. Sometimes your GM will just give it to you.
Blue dragon before. I only have the after picture, but here you go.
Ooh.
Oh, Gingham, that's more stunning than I ever would have imagined.
Go ahead and describe it, Em, since Crunk is currently looking at it.
It's like a really, really slender dragon. Like, think about like a greyhound, if a greyhound was a dragon. And it's got this very iridescent, rainbowy look to it, and its wings are all really tattered. The spikes on its face and neck like have a curling angle to them, and its tongue is long and blue, and its eyes kind of glow blue as well.
Usilkit looks at the picture with just pure excitement in his eyes. That is fascinating. I knew that you were going to be very fascinating people. I have not been disappointed. Now, what do you know of the lower city? And this is Arcana.
Good question.
Should I re-roll, Katie?
Oh, you can, because my asshole pendant will let you. Once per day, when an ally, not yourself, fails a recall knowledge, you can re-roll with a +2.
This is at a +2. That's at a plus. Okay, 42, Chase, 42.
Oh
Excellent.
god. Also 42.
Gingham as well. This is the most they've ever bonded.
All right, well, because we brought the amulet into this, you both know that the lower city's ruins are the most overgrown with jungle flora today. And near the region's center opens the Pit of Endless Night, which is a vast, dangerous sinkhole. As you guys start talking about that, the Emma's going to cut in. And also don't forget that the Pit of Endless Night is inhabited by a group of Morlocks. I feel like you were forgetting that.
I had forgotten about the Morlocks.
Morlocks?
You are so smart. Would you like a present? You are just so nice. And I'm assuming that if you're a brooch, like maybe a little polish or something?
Trunk, dear, you can't offer me anything that I find interesting.
Gingham's hand goes back over the brooch. I'm really sorry, Crunk. I don't know why it's so rude sometimes.
So rude.
I did not know about the Morlocks. That's so fascinating.
Oh, to gaze into the pit of abyss. What was it called?
Pit of Endless Night.
The pit of endless night.
I think you shall be gazing into it if you come to an agreement, but we shall get there later. Now, what of the upper city and the sunken city?
Oh my god.
This is straight up a
Right.
dialogue tree, an NPC dialogue tree.
Yeah.
Now, what do you know about this?
Okay,
Hang
well, I
on.
got a 30.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. So, Crunk, this one you haven't heard as much about. You know that towers stand over a lake that recently flooded the upper city. So folk in the Enclave have taken to calling this area the Sunken City. and winged apes called derhees, which is like the one that you just saw, live in the ruined tower and serve as a clan of married genies who dwell in the lake. Sorry, serve a clan of married genies that dwelled in the lake. Gingham, you also know that the Gaysum clan of Marids once dwelled here, but they've disappeared recently.
Gingham flips to the next couple of pages. See? Right here.
You have the most thorough notes, and I'm so excited that both of you are so knowledgeable on this. Yeah, I knew about the sunken city and the towers, and there he's obviously, as you just saw, but the Gaysum clan, that is fascinating.
Truly, Gingham, I'm quite impressed. Where did you even find this knowledge? I don't even think this is kept at the Magambia.
Oh,
Maybe the book was checked out.
I don't rightly know.
I am sure I'm boring you with my talk, but I do have one more question. Of course, the most beautiful feature of the ruins, the Well of Oxima. What do you know of this?
34.
31.
All right. This part, you guys only know what like most people who do research on the ruins know, which is that a self-sustaining reservoir of magical energy called the Well of Oxima flows through and around Ko. In Ko's valley, creatures feel comfortable no matter the temperature. They grow and heal faster, and sapient creatures can develop minor magical talents. This does include poppets. Poppets have also been known to have strange side effects when they enter the Well of Oxima. Gravity has less hold on things here, and wands and staves function better.
The mysticalness of this place.
The mysticalness. Gingham kind of pulls the book closer, remembering the poppet weird.
That is everything I know as well. No insightful facts there, but it's good to know that we're on the same page. You guys are going to get 60 experience for getting the card from Usilkit by being cordial. And then because you knew more information than him on 1, 2, 3, 4 of these topics, you're going to get an additional 80 experience. As you guys finish your conversation about Ko, the doors to the room open up and you guys see 4 other witch weirds come walking in. They all look very similar to Usilkit, but they have slightly different skin tones, some more gray than blue. And one of them looks a lot more aged and is in a more decked out attire that looks a little more elegant with some gold trim and some silver. As they walk in, Usilkit excitedly stands up. Yes, our new friends, let me introduce the Pact Masters. And he gestures to them one at a time. This is Angru, Jivnar, Morvithis, Zandarkon, and of course, our father, Krimatulik. They all bow and walk up to each of you, all, including you, Jack, and they shake your hands.
Jack was not prepared and his mouth is full of food. He's like frantically wiping his hand on a napkin and then shakes.
Kronk
Now-
is shaking as gently as he can with his big old monster hand.
Now they all sit down on the lavish furniture. And they sit down kind of casually and just make themselves comfortable. Usilkit still stands in the center of the room, though. Now, I believe I mentioned already, but I am the speaker for the Pact Masters. You will not have the honor this day of hearing any of them speak, other than myself, but they are here to agree or disagree with the arrangements that we discussed today. They may speak to me through other means, but as far as you are concerned, we are one entity, and I am the mouth. Is this acceptable?
I don't really see a reason why not, but if me and my friends need to discuss, we will have to do that verbally.
That is fair. Well, now that we are all here, we would like to make an offer to all of you. A bit of an unconventional offer. I feel like I've already gotten you mostly up to speed. Now you are all collecting cards for what we have found is called the Deck of Destiny. We believe that the destiny for this deck is bound to none other than Krunk here. Drunk, we would like to help you in your endeavor. We would not like to hold on to these cards. We would like them to belong to you. And we would like to help you do so. The Pact Masters of Katapesh would like to ally with whatever you are calling your band of fate seekers. Now, of course, we are all expert merchants, and we like to make deals, and we feel that we are good at this. Speaking of, before we get to this, now I don't know how familiar you are with Katapesh, but we do have a very highly sought after drug. It is the height of luxury, the most refined of Pesh. One of the Pact Masters is going to pull out a little wooden box and open it up, and there's a bunch of very expensive looking Pesh pipes and little bags of Pesh. And he's going to walk around and offer you all a stick of refined Pesh if you would like it.
What does Pesh feel like?
All of you have probably heard of Pesh before, at least to an extent.
There's anything I could roll to see if I've tried Pesh before?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll me a craft. Or if you want to see if you've tried it, Jack, you could roll a flat check.
All right, I'll just roll a flat check.
Never heard of such a thing.
Now, Pesh can be either eaten or smoked. It's more commonly smoked. The more well refined it is, the better it feels. It generally gives the user a sense of well-being with sometimes some side effects of hallucination, aggression, or exhaustion. The more refined it is, the less chance of having the negative side effects. It can be highly addictive to some people as well.
I feel like Gingham's made it before. I got a 43.
I would prefer to keep a clear mind for our dealings, but
Gingham, with your 43, you would know that like Katapesh is known for having the best Pesh, and this looks like the most refined stuff.
Kingdom's like,
you should volunteer to take some for me for later.
Could I hold on to it for my companions?
Yes, of course.
Oh,
This
okay,
is complimentary.
I'm doing this right now. You kidding me?
You
Kingdom's
lighten up,
side eyes Jack.
Are they, or was that the implication?
Yeah.
Okay,
They take out some Pesh pipes for themselves, and
If they're doing it, then I'll do it.
They pull back their masks. You can't quite see their mouths. They kind of like angle them down, but they definitely light up some Pesh as well.
Gingham will take some to store for later.
There's of course no pressure if you are not wanting to, but it is an offer. This is one of our finest assets, and we would like to share it with you for this discussion.
Gingham
Oh, I
lets
wanted
it
to
cry.
try this. He whispers to Kingham.
Go ahead and roll me a fortitude save, Jack, as you light up.
Okay.
This one's really good.
I got a 36.
Sweet. All right, yeah, Jack. So you hit this Pesh, and it is just the biggest high. It is immediately straight to your head. You feel like the most lax and just chill that you have felt in a long time.
Wow. Jack
You
offers some to Birch.
You're gonna have misfortune on any social interactions until the effect wears off.
Okay.
Birch turns it down.
No, Birch, it's really good. It's really good. You gotta trust me on this, Birch. You do not want to miss this.
You're like blowing it in his face.
Yeah, yeah, and Jack is like sinking lower and lower in whatever cushiony chair he's in.
All right. So you guys light up your Pesh. All of them sit down. Now, we would like to talk business. We have much to discuss. But the general concept of what we would like to offer is we would like to offer a very untraditional offer of helping you obtain the Deck of Destiny and offering Krunk here a spot in the Pact Masters. But of course, in return, we want your word that you're going to try to collect all of these cards to the best of your ability. So, let's talk business.
Whoa, Krunk, you're gonna be king of Katapesh. That is so cool.
Oh.